Hello and welcome to another Rightly Witterings with me, Michael Jex, the tea drinking author, with a little cup of afternoon tea. Very nice. What am I talking about today? Well, I've just got some new Christmas cards made up, ready for sending out to family and friends. And I thought, well, for the last few years I've used some shimmering inks. And they're quite nice, Brandy Dazzle and various other diamine and other inks. Lots of them. I've got quite a few. And this year I thought, well, what should I use to make my signature and message stand out? And I was looking over the Cult Pens website, and I was immediately attracted to this thing that said Black Friday and up to 30% off things, because that's the sort of person I am. I'm an author, I'm always looking for a deal. So I thought, yes, I'll get some. And there was some wonderful inks from Octopus. And there's a little video that Cult Pens have got about them. Basically inks that sheen really nicely, and some of them have got lots of different colours. They go from blue to red to whatever. And the one that really appealed was Medusa, which sort of goes from a dark purple to quite a pinkish red, I think. Oh no, sorry, it goes green, that's why, yes, a poisonous green. I thought, that looks really appealing. And then I looked at the price and I thought, well, it's not that good, is it? And then I was looking a bit further, and I discovered that Cult Pens have got another one of their funny little specials. A sort of a purple coloured ink. And it's called Deadly Nightshade. And oddly enough, it has a sort of purple colour that goes green as a sheen. I thought that sounds nice. And then down here you've also got two skulls. And apparently, inside this bottle, there are two skulls. And the idea of that is that it has a glitter in it, as well as being a good sheening ink. And the two skulls are designed so that as you shake it, the skulls beat up that lovely silver glitter and force it to dissolve in the ink. So I thought it would be an interesting thing to try this ink out. So what can we say about Deadly Nightshade? Well, according to Cult Pens, this was created for Halloween 2024. It has a dark purple plum base with a ghastly green sheen and a shiny silvery shimmer. And if you look into the bottle, you find two skulls gazing back at you. And it adds, if you've ever struggled to shake your shimmery ink up, you won't have that problem here. The skulls help quickly loosen the ink when shaken. Make sure the lid's on tight first. I can vouch for that. I've shaken ink bottles before now and not checked the lid. And of course, I have an empty pen at the ready. Here we have my Pineda Avatar Twin Tank Traveller. Wonderful, wonderful pen with the most gorgeous wet nib. That is not just wet, it is also... I've got to apologise, I had operations on both elbows in the last 2 years and the strength of my hands has been reduced. Here we go, that's better. Ooh, there's a skull floating at the top of this bottle. Probably can't see that. There's also a damn great bubble. So let's go down here. This is going to be slightly problematic because this is a very full ink bottle. I'm going to have to push this down. A little bit got caught up there. Trying to fill a pen while talking and holding it in mid-air is not a good idea, so I'm going to do that again, but this time I'll do it with the bottle firmly on my desk. Now for the third attempt. The trouble is, with a vacuum filler, as you push down the plunger, it's pushing all of the air from the reservoir here through the end. So if you've got it fully in the ink bottle, you're blowing air bubbles in every direction. So you've got to try to get it mostly empty by pressing down here, and then hopefully you can just put the very last amount into the ink bottle and suck up a load of ink like that. That was a well practiced success, I think it's fair to say. So here we have it, and I have cheated and just written a little piece while you were sitting there waiting and the camera was turned off. Why? Well, for the simple reason that it would be next to impossible to write something up here so that you could see it. And as it stands right now, my working desk for recording videos on inks is still full of junk from our kitchen after we had the kitchen rebuilt, so I can't show you anything up there right now. Hopefully normal service will resume before too long. But I've said here this is my first look at Cult Pen's Deadly Nightshade. It has a very deep dark plum colour according to Cult Pens, and I think it's a very appealing colour. It comes out quite greyish on this William Hanna paper, but there's nothing wrong with that. But it depends on where you've got your light source. Now my lights here are not particularly good because they're old-fashioned filament light bulbs, but even under these I can see that down here I've got really gorgeous plum colour, and up here at a slightly different angle that looks very green indeed. Can't see too much in the way of glitter yet, but that could just be that I didn't shake it up properly before using it. But I must admit that is strangely appealing. It's one of those types of ink that I think I'll be using quite a lot. Now the question is, of course, will it work on Christmas cards, or will it just soak into the card and look like a horrible mess with feathering and ghosting and goodness knows what? I don't think it's likely to, because certainly on William Hanna paper there's absolutely no ghosting, nothing whatsoever, and with William Hanna it is such good quality, there's no feathering, no bad behaviour at all. So really very, very pleased with it. Will I use it for Christmas cards? Yes, I think I probably will. I like the idea of the glitter. I rather like that sheening. It's a strange combination, dark purple going to green, but it's actually, I think, rather attractive. It is just strange that you hold the paper at one angle and that looks green. Hold it at that angle, it's a lovely dark plum. And at some point I may find some shimmering glittery bits. It's just very difficult under this light to be able to tell. So there you go. That is Cult Pens Halloween special from last year. Deadly Nightshade with 2 free skulls just to help you, and a fair bit of glitter in the bottom. Really nice colour, very appealing. I bought this week on their Black Friday special discount of, I think it was 30% off, so it was only £10.50 or so for, what is this? That's, I think, 30 mils. You may have to pay a little bit more if you're interested in having a look at it, but it depends on when you see this video and when their Black Friday deals all end. I can't help with that, I'm afraid. So, if you haven't tried this sort of thing before, can you hear those skulls rattling? If you haven't tried it before, I'd say it's well worth a look. Thanks a lot for watching, and if that was of any interest or use whatsoever, do please feel free to hit the like button, add any comments you want, subscribe, all those other good things. And apart from that, if you want to support the channel, there's Patreon, there's links down to buy me a coffee and all those sort of good old chaps. But in the meantime, thanks a lot for watching, I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll speak to you again in about a week's time. Thanks a lot, and bye.